The richest bodybuilder in the world. How much are Schwarzenegger's muscles worth? Hello dear friends. Arnold Schwarzenegger is known as the star of iconic action movies as well as a successful athlete. But not everyone knows about his success in investing. We'll tell you how the actor started and how he made millions. He wanted to be independent, and for that, he started investing in real estate. Schwarzenegger went into business when he was still 19. He wanted to buy the sports club he ran, and he did so even though he got into considerable debt. He promoted the club with his success, victories in bodybuilding competitions, shooting for magazines, demonstrative performances. The pinnacle of his career was winning the Mr. Universe contest in 1967, after which he received an invitation to move to the United States, which he did, even without knowing the language. There he went to university and continued to compete in bodybuilding competitions and give masterclasses. In fact, that was his main income. It was these funds that he decided to invest. He invested in real estate and a bodybuilding equipment company. He also opened Pumping Bricks, a construction company with another bodybuilder, Frank Colombo. The reason Arnold paid so much attention to investments and business was his desire to be the master of his own career. He loved movies, but he often met people at the gym or in acting classes who had money problems. They had to take any job they were offered. Schwarzenegger did not want to get into the same situation. He wished to act in films not for money, but for the love of art. And so he focused on creating a mini empire before devoting himself entirely to cinema. Earned $1 million on real estate. Schwarzenegger invested in apartment buildings. At first, he invested $10,000 as a down payment to buy a house of 6 apartments. One of them he lived in himself, and the other 5 he rented. And he received income from both rent and appreciation. 3 years later, he sold everything, making a combined income of $169,000. Then bought a building with 12 apartments, and then sold it too, buying a house with 36 apartments. He gave up spending on expensive cars and entertainment and reinvested almost all of his money in new real estate. Schwarzenegger called those times a magical decade. Buildings that cost $500,000 went up in value to $800,000 within a year. Arnold told Tim Ferriss in The Tools of Giants. By the end of the 1970s, his fortune exceeded $1 million. Movies in those years did not bring him anywhere near that income. Real estate was his favorite investment. Eventually, he became the owner of hundreds of apartments, office buildings, and retail spaces across America. Listened to Buffett and invested in the US stocks. Schwarzenegger wasn't limited to real estate investments. He also invested in securities, stocks, and bonds. These were such companies as Abbott Laboratories, Coca-Cola, Pfizer, Target, Cisco, Citi, Walmart, General Electric. The movie actor also invested in Starbucks, and according to his investment manager Paul Wachter, it was on his idea, though he rarely picked the stock himself. And in 1999, Schwarzenegger became one of the investors in the young company Google. Among his latest investments were the securities of the American mobile game developer Scopely. Schwarzenegger hired managers and relied on the advice of experts. In particular, he turned to Warren Buffett. According to Arnold's friends from the Oracle of Omaha, he received not so much advice on stocks as on the economy in general. Another well-known financial advisor to the actor is Eugene Fama, a professor at the University of Chicago Business School. He was always realistic about what he knew and what he didn't know, said booking agent Lou Pitt, who advised Schwarzenegger on his move career in the 1980s and early 1990s. He invested in barren land with the expectation of building an airport, but still ended up in the black. No investor is without mistakes, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is no exception. He was one of the investors in the Planet Hollywood restaurant chain, receiving stock in exchange for participating in advertising. In 1999, the company filed for bankruptcy. Not all of the shares in the big companies brought in Arnie's income. The actor is known to have lost on investments in the tobacco company Philip Morris and the internet giant of the 1990s and 2000s AOL. And in the 1970s, an investor bought 2 parcels of land in the High Vista intercommunity area of California, confident that an airport for supersonic planes would appear there. Arnold spent $15,000 to buy back 10 acres in the Mojave Desert, which had no clean water or electricity. The idea was that within a short period of time there would be water, electricity and roads. There was a whole plan for that area. We told ourselves we were going to make a lot of money and become millionaires, Schwarzenegger told the Wall Street Journal. But soon the flights of supersonic aircraft over the US territory were banned. The airport has not appeared there until now. But you can't dismiss that investment as a failure. He still owns those 10 acres, and because of nearby city development, they have been increased in value. In 2018, the land was valued at $1 million. Moving to America is Schwarzenegger's best investment. Most of the money he earned, after all, thanks to Hollywood. Almost every role made him more and more in demand, and his royalties more and more big. According to the New York Times, in the 1990s he earned at least $20 million per film, and often more, depending on the success of the picture. For example, for his role as the robot T-850 in Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines, Arnie received $30 million. Schwarzenegger himself said in an interview with WSJ that he considers the most successful investment of time and effort in self-development, and the best decision in life, moving to America. Coming to America opened all sorts of doors I hadn't even thought about. I've had a movie career, a political career, I've made millions, and it all goes on. Everything I've accomplished in my life is all because of America. So that was really the most important and best decision I ever made, Schwarzenegger told the Wall Street Journal. Car collection. During his long stellar career, Arnie has been able to amass an impressive collection of cars. The actor owns several very interesting and even rare cars. Let's take a closer look at them. Dodge Challenger SRT-8. One of the most striking cars in Arnold Schwarzenegger's garage, including literally, is a Dodge Challenger SRT-8 muscle car. The car is painted bright orange in accordance with all traditions, has a black stripe from nose to tail through the entire body. The car is equipped with a powerful 6.1-liter V8 AGM engine with 425 horsepower. Excalibur Series 3 Phaeton. Arnold Schwarzenegger repeatedly emphasized that the Excalibur is one of his favorite cars. The car is not at all dusty in the garage. When Arnold visits Los Angeles, he can often be seen in the streets of the city just behind the wheel of this luxury car. The Excalibur was produced from 1975 to 1979. The car is driven by a 7.5-liter engine with an output of 215 horsepower. Hummer H1. Arnie has a great weakness for military vehicles. His collection has not one, but several Hummers. Most often, the actor drives the first model. Interestingly, both giants run on biofuel. A sticker at the back of the SUV eloquently testifies to this. Real estate. Arnold Schwarzenegger's income and real estate. The actor's income allows him to purchase any type of residential and commercial real estate. Schwarzenegger owns a mansion in West Los Angeles, $11.9 million, Pacific Palisades Estate, which is sold for $18 million, a fleet of cars, $2,683,000, aircraft, $38 million. The family members are also wealthy. Members of the actor's family are also wealthy people. Thus, Arnie's ex-wife Maria Shriver has a fortune of $100 million. Schwarzenegger's son earns up to $100,000 a year, and the daughter, for writing 2 books, has received $250,000. Particularly worth highlighting is the mansion in Los Angeles, which I'm going to tell you about. What's inside? You might be surprised, but it's nothing special. Everything is elegant and simple. The rooms are decorated in a strict vintage style, with French stained glass windows in every bedroom. Except that the size of the property is impressive. A huge mansion itself, plus a tennis court and a wide pool nearby. The highlight of the Arnold estate is the large number of bedrooms, up to 10, and bathrooms in the house. This is due to the number of children in the actor's family. There is also a spacious kitchen for 5 people, just by the number of children. Interior details. If the interior of Terminator's house has a Spartan style and Roman forms, then inside the estate is very comfortably equipped for luxurious everyday life. Everything you need is there. The finishes are chic. There must have been maids and governesses. In any case, there's enough room for many people. The light inside is bright. The colors are white. Fancy draperies on the wall and curtains. There are lace carvings and moldings. Decor in cream color. You can walk from hall to hall, go up to the 2nd floor, visit individual rooms. The furniture in the house is a separate topic. The comfortable sofas, tables, elegant armchairs, all these add chic to the situation. In general, the furniture emphasizes the owner's craving for comfort and impeccable luxury. The chandeliers, carpets with exotic ornaments, they create a unique atmosphere even in the empty rooms. On the one hand, it is a sense of comfort, but on the other, the spirit of openness, pageantry, and eternal festivity. In a word, not a house but a museum. However, there is no special variety and all the rooms are made in one style, whether it is a study or a bedroom. Everywhere are standard rugs, mini tables and sofas. Only their coloring sometimes brings some color into the atmosphere, so there is nothing much to envy. Sometimes all this motleyiness even creates a repulsive impression. It's like this. If you want us to dedicate a separate issue to the Schwarzenegger mansion, write in the comments, and our video is coming to an end.